I knew it. I actually knew it. I predicted this. I knew we were about to see it. All I'm going to say is, Kaido, it's time. But let's start off at the beginning, because once again, Oda over-delivers and produces a fantastic chapter. He's literally going back to back to back to back. Straight heat. But yes, as you can tell, I really loved One Piece manga chapter 1003. But let's take it from the top. The chapter's called The Night Reflected on a Go Board. And the cover page, well, the cover page is of a scorpion confessing his love to Reiju, who's holding a cactus. And I just want to take a second here to appreciate Reiju, because I ain't gonna lie, man, she's fire. Do you guys remember when Luffy was poisoned and she sucked? Anyways, let's get into the chapter. The chapter literally picks up from where we were last chapter, and Luffy is going in on Kaido. He's got that Jet Gatling attack going on, landing these vicious blows, and of course incorporating his advanced use of Rio, and he's not letting up. It's so intense that even Big Mom is looking at Kaido like, sheesh, he might actually be in trouble here. And with all the Supernova basically watching in awe as Luffy is releasing a flurry of these attacks, Luffy suddenly drops to the ground and he has steam leaving his body. And at that point, all of us as readers knew exactly what was happening to Luffy and that he had run out of stamina. However, Kid was confused. Kid questioned when Luffy actually got hit, in which Law had to explain that this was a side effect of Luffy's gear fall and that he'd be unable to use Haki for the next 10 minutes. And I really love this because one, it tells us that Luffy still hasn't fully mastered the Haki usage of gear fall, and two, it really emphasizes how hard he was going to exuberate such a forceful attack against Kaido. And I guess if we're taking things a step further now, Kid now understands Luffy's power. And we get what I think is a great comment from Kid next, where he acknowledges the power that Luffy was putting out and realizes that this drawback is a sacrifice of it. However, Kid also goes on to say that it will be worth it if all of these blows actually did damage to Kaido, which is quite cognizant of Kid's character as he's known to be quite rash himself, so he definitely understands where Luffy is coming from. But to take things further, he's perfectly understanding of the fact that they're going to have to hold things down for the next 10 minutes without Luffy's help. In the meantime, however, as Luffy is deflated and unguarded, Big Mom is basically laughing at Luffy, saying, "Are you done? Are you done already?" And she goes to attack him with Motherly Fire, which at this point is another new attack we get from Big Mom. And I don't know if I've said it enough, but Big Mom has been so impressive. Zoro, however, quickly gets to Luffy before Big Mom's attack and gets his captain to safety as a true right hand should. At this point, Kid and Killer go on to finish Kaido, and Law goes in with a counter shock attack on Big Mom. And this is hilarious because Big Mom doesn't even budge. She's literally looking at him like, what are you doing? And with Kaido, well, no one can get to him as he releases an attack called Dragon Twister, which is literally like a series of twisters. And honestly, I can't wait to see all of this animated because with all these attacks going on, things must definitely be like that natural disaster we were told of, in which Zoro actually mentions again here. But with Zoro actually letting his guard down, the gust of wind actually gets a hold of Luffy and Kaido in his dragon form goes to eat Luffy. But Zoro, coming clutch again, drops his own 3-sword style Dragon Twister attack and cuts Kaido, with everyone, including Big Mom, acknowledging that Zoro penetrated his scales. Kaido at this point realizes that it's Enma that's causing this stinging sensation, and indeed this is a conversation for another day, but right now it's giving Zoro the ability to cut Kaido. Kaido then begins to laugh, enjoying the fact that Zoro used his own Dragon Twister to counteract his Dragon Twister, and at this point he released an even more ferocious attack. It's another Dragon Twister attack called Gale of Destruction, and I mean this is so OP, but Kid and Killer do deflect these away. Law uses his room to get the F out of there, and Zoro comes to Luffy's aid and carries him out the way. But to put into perspective how devastating this move is, all the debris from the rooftop is literally dropping down onto the lower levels. But at this point, we pan away to a panel with Orochi's head on the ground, and a hand playing on a go board. And if any of you watch my prediction video, you'll know I brought this up because it's CP0 and it's their unnamed members, and they're talking about all this ruckus that's going on here with this war and their supplier Orochi dead, but none of this shocks them, as it was inevitable that all of this would happen, with 20 years worth of tension and the removal of Dofi, and how the verse is to dramatically shift, particularly if the two emperors were to fall here. They then go on to explain that it's basically impossible for the two emperors to fall here, and they do this using the go board to show that Kaido's numbers far exceed that of the samurai. They then continue to talk and speak about just taking out Kaido wouldn't be enough. Kind of like Hydra, if you take out the head, another one grows. They go on to explain that you must take out the executives, or it won't end there. We then get glimpses of all the Straw Hats in their battles against some of the executives, or should I say the Toby Ropo, but we know that there's far more. There's also King, Queen, and even Jack. But CP0 being so conniving here, they want the two forces to take each other out. And honestly, this speech is so impactful. I have so much thoughts as to what could happen, and we could dive into this deeper, but let's do that at another point, because this is all about just this chapter. We then pan back to the rooftop, in which everyone's looking at Kaido. He calls out to Big Mum, or should I say Lin Lin, and says this is getting fun, and begins to laugh, row, as we're teased with Kaido's hybrid form. And once again, I knew we would see this. I called it out in my prediction video, and I was right. But in response to Kaido, Big Mum also begins laughing, Mama, and says she was thinking the exact same thing. And that brings the chapter to an end, and there's no break next week. And for me, yet again, an amazing chapter, and I can't explain how great it was in words. We got the rooftop, we got new attacks, CP0, a tease of Kaido's hybrid form. Oda literally has been going in with all hits, no misses this year. And that starts from One Piece chapter 1000. I mean, even the chapters before that were amazing, but 2021, the year of Oda, because I certainly didn't expect this. Or maybe I did. I just really hope you all enjoyed the chapter as much as I did, but I guess that just about does it from me. Let me know what you think of the chapter down in the comments. Were you impressed with everything you saw? Do you have any complaints? I can't imagine you do. I continue to make the effort to remind you all to support the official release on Sunday, because that's where we'll get the true meaning of the dialogue in the chapter. But as always, if you like anything I've had to say, please make sure you leave a like on the video. And if you like seeing weekly chapter reviews just like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss out when I drop more videos just like this. Say